Alright, this is Def Guide 26 for Final Fantasy 9. We're in Lindblum. There's a bit of treasure, there's a little sort of mini quest to find some potions, and the main thing is the ACEs here, and there is a missable one. So what we need to do to not miss that is to spend all of our money, because we need to be poor. We've got to have under 100 gil for one of the ACEs to occur. And that sort of goes towards the 79 that we need to watch for the movie critic trophy. I just picked up a letter here from the Mognet, and there's a few bits and pieces we've got to do. I'll just put in the relevant bits. Ask where Dagger is, this bit, because there's an extra scene if you do that. So as Sedaine leaves, there's an ATE, and after Kina jumped off that wall in Trano, this is where he's ended up. I won't put the whole thing in. So you can't really do anything until you go upstairs, but before you go and see the king, go and have a word with Dagger, just for completion's sake really. So she's up with the telescope, so that's where we'll go. So after a brief chat with Dagger, we go downstairs again, and an ATE triggers. So I won't show the whole of that either. Yeah, so after that we have to go to Sid's room, which is a real chamber. We have quite a lengthy chat with Sid and Uncle Artania, which I've cut out. And then he sends us down to this room, which I think is the banquet room, I'm not entirely sure. I think he's explaining why he's an Oglop. There's a couple of ATEs. Again, I've only put in the beginnings of them so you can see what's available. Dagger's blaming herself. There's little one Kuja, who's a little bit angry. And then we go back to the guest room, and Dagger can't speak anymore because she's so upset. And now they're asking me to gather the ingredients for the potion. So I'll go and do that. So this my hammer ACE, it's not interesting or anything, but it's referring to something that you'll get later after the Stilazio Ladies quest. You'll get 13 Stilazios in all, and then you'll get a hammer. You can use that to synthesise other items much later in the game, sort of the last dungeon really. There's like a demon synthesis guy, but don't well, you can do what you like, but I personally wouldn't synthesise the hammer with anything to make something else, because there's an extra scene right at the end of the game. It's not spectacular, but you know, why miss out on it? So I'm just selling all my stuff because, not selling, I'm buying a lot of stuff so that I'm poor, because I need to have less than 100 gil for an ACE to occur later. I'm just going to pop in here quickly and have a word with the Moogle, because we've got that letter for him. I could have done this earlier, but forgot. And I'm going back to the business district because I've actually forgotten to pick up the beautiful potion. Obviously you can do this a lot better than I can, but I'm just showing you where the stuff is basically. Yeah. There's also a couple of items that I can get on the way back to the station. So there's the Stilazio. And if we go to that guy's house in the middle there, we can pick up the usual 2 chests. Yeah, He's pretty generous, I mean, just to let us walk in and nick his gear. So then we go to the theatre district. And it's a bit of a nice bit, so the people that we saved in Bermesea are here, and they've got a bunch of kids. Have a word with Sinner. Pick up the, I think it's the unusual potion, yeah. I think we're getting to the end of the ACEs now, luckily, so I don't have to worry about going to certain parts or doing stuff in a certain order. So I've just gone back in here really. You can see on the left hand side that my little ship is there, and I'm just going to open these chests for completion. Also for the the trophy for S rank hunter. But I've got to get rid of that money now. I've just picked up from the hideout. And this guy's got the other potion. I think it's a strange potion, yeah. Super. So I'm just going to spend my money. So I've got less than 100 gil. Sorry to keep going on about it, but if you don't do it, the ACE is triggered pretty soon, and if you've got money when it comes up, you kind of miss out on an ACE, and all that hard work that you've done to watch all of them sort of goes out the window really. So Keener basically stuffs his face and doesn't want to pay for it. So after that, you must go back to the business district for this scene. This is the why we need to be poor bit. So now I'm going to sell some of those weapons I bought earlier to make myself poor. So I've got a bit of cash because we need a little bit of cash for the next bit. Not in Lindblum, it's when we go to the next place. So I'll just get some cash back. And then we go back to the castle, go down to the base level. Nearly done now. Go to, I think it's the Dragon Gate first, because there's an item we can pick up. I've had a word with the Moogle, but he hasn't got any Lognet items. It's always worth checking. Another item here. And this is where the ACE comes in, that you would have missed if you'd had money on you. So that's good. We've got the blue Narcissus now because the airship is broken. And what I'm going to do actually before we go to the Black Mage Forest thing, I'm going to have a quick look in the Chocobo Forest to see if I need to pick any chocographs up. And have a quick shufty around, probably drop off a Kupo nut